day and welcome to the Hewitt House. I'm Katie, Journey Administrator, and I'm glad to be back with you on Channel 3 to talk with some of our friends that live here at the Hewitt House and share some of their stories that they have that they share with us on a daily basis. I have with me today Miss Hilma Avant. She moved to the Hewitt House a couple of years ago. She was originally from the Florida area. Her daughter and son-in-law relocated to Giles County from Florida, and Miss Avant came with them. And she was a short-term resident, and then she became a long-term resident with us here at the Hewitt House. And just recently, Miss Avant had a very special day on Valentine's. She celebrated her 94th birthday, correct? So she's a love baby to have her special day on Valentine's. But Miss Avant has a really nice childhood story that I thought everyone would be interested in listening and hearing, because we have lots of stories here. Miss Avant, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood?
Well, my father was a sea captain. He was Swedish. He met Mother in England, Littlehampton, England, and my brother and I were born there. And then we traveled with him all over the world and went into Cuba to get some provisions and stuff like that. And the pilots that took the ship in, well, I won't use the word, didn't have common sense, and they took the ship over a sandbar, moving sandbar. And of course that destroyed it, and my father, being a stubborn Swede, stayed there for years fighting the government, but didn't do anything. In the meantime, they bought some orange groves in La Gloria, Camagüey, and in La Gloria there were lots of American citizens that had bought plantations there. They were all nationalities. And they had an American teacher there, Miss Rice, that taught us. And from there, I still continued traveling. And then she talked Mother into letting me come to Florida to continue my education. And they found a family there, Joe and Ruth Miller. And she was a southerner from Georgia, and he was from New Hampshire. It's quite a combination with the three of us there. They had one baby, and of course I love children, so they trusted me, and they would go off, and I would take care of the baby. And I continued my education there, and we were about, say, 4 miles from town where school was. And my brother and I rode horseback to school every day, and of course we met the rest of the youngsters that rode horses to school at a certain area, and then we parted. We went back to the Grove.
Now, during wartime, what did you do as you got up in age?
Well, and during the wartime, I was in Florida. My teacher had found a family for me to stay there and continue my education. And then of course I had married, and Tom had been in the service, and he rejoined that, and Uncle Sam called me because I had lived in Cuba, and there was quite a lot of things going in Cuba and people and things, and of course they had sending codes back and forth. And I don't know why, I was pretty good about deciphering codes. So I was in this cage in Miami, Florida, with this higher up officer deciphering those codes that went through. And that's what I was. And of course Tom went back into the service. He was in the Coast Guard. And we had a son, and of course he was accidentally killed when he was only about 2 years old, and one daughter. And of course Sandy lives over there in Minor Hills. She and Steve, they bought a place there. And I don't know, what else would you like to know?
I think that's great, Miss Avant. You have some wonderful stories.
Oh, yes.
Lots of them that you've shared with us and the
Yes.
residents and visitors.
Yes, and I'm still out there trying to find more places to go,
Right.
different places.
And you're very active and you look great for 94.
Well, thank you, Doctor. But that was it. Well, I had good parents. Mother was very young looking, and my father was handsome. I mean, he was a picture.
So you had to turn out pretty good.
Oh, yes.
Well, we thank Miss Avant for joining us today. I encourage you that if you have a friend that lives here at the Hewitt House, take time and visit, because there's some wonderful stories to share. And if you don't have a friend here at the Hewitt House, take time to come over and make a friend, because we have a lot of them that would love to share their stories with you. Thank you for joining us here on Channel 3.